Night. It's your boy Mark, and I'm here. Now, first of all, I'm sorry to everyone as I put on my community post. I'll explain the reason why. One second. One second. Okay, getting back to this. I'm going to explain to y'all the reason why I was not on a live as I said I was going to be yesterday. So, Oz's Big Brother premiere thing, for lack of a better word, premiere night, 2-day premiere night is a 2-day event that I have gone to every year that she's had it. This is the 4th year. And I just quickly looked at her flyer when I purchased the ticket. I purchased the ticket really quickly. And I said, interesting. So they switched the premiere night venue, the actual premiere of when the episode airs, they switched that venue with the pre-Big Brother party. That's what I was thinking. So all this time, even when I got in my car to drive to the venue, I was driving to the other venue that I thought that it was going to be at. And then I looked at the flyer really quick again, and I said, oh, I got it mixed up. So why the venues make a difference? The venue that they have the premiere night party, a lot of people hang around outside the venue. So when you see me get all those outside videos, it's at the venue that I'm going to today. So thinking that I was on that venue. Hey Ma, I do know that Ed got hacked. Thank you for telling me. We were on VC like early 6:45 or so in the morning. He was explaining that story. But anyways, with the venues, yeah, I basically mixed up the venues in my head. So the venue I thought I was going to yesterday was not the right one. So if I had known that I was not going to that venue, I wouldn't have even promised to get you any cast content. With that said, I do have some pictures that I got. I do have a couple of like videos, but not speaking, because there was so much noise in there, and there was like loud karaoke music that would get taken down off my page anyways, so I don't really have that for y'all. I'm hoping, I'm not even gonna promise, but I'm hoping and planning that I will have opportunities for live interactive videos. So that's that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit. I'd rather do this, sitting at the computer, but time is limited, and once the Big Brother ball gets rolling, there's gonna be no time for this. So just getting it out the way now, or getting some of it out the way. I might have the opportunity tonight, as I'm headed to the venue, to give you a little bit more on the details side. So the event was pretty fun. It was a little bit different than what I'm used to, though, because they called it lip sync battle, and I want to say last year was the first time they did it. And last year the lip sync battle was an actual lip sync battle where all these cast came with costumes like they were in a band, and they actually performed all these different lip sync songs, and then there was a winner chosen and all this other kind of stuff, right? So it was really fun. This year it wasn't really a lip sync battle. It was just you sign up. They have like a sign up sheet. It almost operated like an open mic, but just like a music only open mic, where You get on the mic. I mean, you pick your song and then you get on the mic. I was disappointed that I only got one song because I had about 3 songs in the bag that I really wanted to do, but I put one song on the list. It took like an hour and a half or so before I even got my one song. So I knew there wouldn't be a second or third opportunity for me. But they liked my song that I did. I posted a little bit of it on my YouTube shorts. So who was the first person that I spoke to? Hi, Kristen. The first person that I spoke to, I mean, probably Aza. Definitely Aza. Obviously. I mean, because Aza's always going to be the first one there. She's the host. And I spoke to, who did I speak to next? I'm not going to remember the order. But I know somebody else I spoke to was T-Core. She might have been the second. Not here to debate. Copyright what? T-Core is really cool. T-Core is very nice. And she's just as unique in person as you see on the show or whatever. And T-Core was talking about, she was asking how long I've been a fan, and I told her the first like actual season that I saw was season 23, and she was like, oh yeah, me too. She was like, I didn't even know what Big Brother was when they hit me up. And when I found out what Big Brother was, I watched season 23, and then I watched like a few seasons, and then from there I got on the show, and then I was like, well, you're good. You were good on the show. I was like, you were really good for someone who only watched a few seasons. And she was like, well, I was a Survivor fan. Or she said, I am a Survivor fan. So she said anything that I kind of did on Big Brother was Survivor influenced. So that's the reason, that's where she got her skills from. Well, and she said that she wants to move to New York. That was pretty interesting. She's like, I just love New York. She talked about the fact that she's been to New York 4 times this year already, and stayed with Tucker. And she said she just wants to. This is her place. Like, she's found her place. And what else? And then I spoke to Rubina. I'm pretty sure Rubina was pretty lit. I could see it being one of those, I can't remember her name, but the Survivor person who has met me like 6 times, 7 times, and doesn't ever remember any of our interactions. I could see that being the case when I see Rubina today. She seemed like she probably pre-gamed before she got there, so she was nice, but what else? Tucker. I saw Tucker. I told him about that I met him on the rooftop, and he made a video for my friend Cassandra. He was like, yeah, I remember that. And then I'm looking at him like, you don't remember that. And then I showed him the video. He still didn't remember. Like, he remembers the night, obviously, that he was there, but he didn't remember based on me telling him about it or seeing the video, I don't think. Hey, Janet. What else? Is that Tucker, T-Core? Oh, I saw Leah. I'm gonna talk to Brian. I'm gonna message Brian. I met Leah. I told Leah about his page, about his operation, and she was like, "Oh, that's cute." And she was like, "Send me a message, and I'll respond to the message." That was Leah. Leah was really nice. Leah was really small. They're all pretty small on that cast. I had a great time talking to Chelsea. So I was telling Chelsea that, her win was one of the most, I found it to be one of the most strategic in recent years. And I was asking her, if she was like a super fan or whatever. She was like, if she was a fan, if she was somebody who, how many seasons did she watch before she got cast? And she was like, I started watching Big Brother from season 10, like as in she has been a super fan from season 10 and on. I don't know if she went back to watch 1 to 9, but I know that basically from season 10 to 25, she watched every episode. So I was like, you know what? I said, you know what's funny? I questioned your super fandom. And the reason that I questioned your super fandom is because I saw you having certain conversations with certain people in the house where they would give incorrect details about certain things. Oh, this happened on this season, right? And this happened on that season. And I'd hear you in those conversations kind of agreeing with those people. So it made me think she's not really a super fan. And then she was like, well, you can't give them all the sauce, man. I loved that answer. No, I didn't record anything. That's what I was saying at the beginning of this video. So she was like, you can't give them all the sauce, man. She said, you're there to win. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. You are so right. I feel like Jag kind of did the same thing on his season. I don't know how much of a super fan he is or anything, but I know that he was giving Matt and some other people partial or incorrect details about stuff. So I think, yeah, that was happening with her. Hi Alex. So there was Chelsea. I had to, like I said, and then she was asking me. She was like, "What do you think of the current cast?" And then I guess I made a facial expression because people have always told me all my life I am not good at masking things, or even if I'm telling you one thing, my face is going to be telling you another. And she said, that facial expression tells me all I need to know. I have my outfit on my community post, but just to describe it, honestly, I was at work and I didn't have time to come home and change and do all that. So I went to this place called Party World, and then I got this like fake big chain, and then I had a Kango hat, a light blue, a sky blue Kango hat, and I put that on with the chain, and everybody was like, oh, your look is a young LL Cool J. And it wasn't really intended to be a young LL Cool J, but it worked out that way. So people loved the outfit. Who else did I see? I mean, I saw everyone. I saw Azza. I saw Hannah. Tiffany was there. Kylan. I spoke to Kylan a little bit. Lisa was there. I did not speak to Lisa, but I saw her. There was way less cast, though, I gotta say. Compared to last year, there was way less show cast there. From current season, previous seasons, they just didn't show up. So I was a little disappointed at that, but I'm sure that the ones that were not there yesterday are going to be there today. I had a good enough time. It's not like it was the worst time in the world, but it could have been better, and it was better. I think it was better last year. I always give my honest opinion, but shout out to Azza regardless. Azza's a dope host. You know, I like Azza's so nice. Azza's like the nicest person. Just like Wendell when he does his Survivor events. I always say how I've never even watched any of Wendell's Survivor seasons. However, I come to his events just because he remembers my name. Like, he's just, you know, overall seems to be a really nice dude. What else? I don't think there's much else. I don't think there's much else. I'm trying to think of who else I saw. Yeah, there wasn't tons of casts from 26. There was like a few 23 casts. Hannah, Aza, Brittany. I want to say that was it from their cast. There was no more 24 cast. There was no 25 cast at all except for Izzy. So it was, it was a laid back night. Let's call it that. Laid back. All right. So that's pretty much it. I might jump on here later. But I owe you guys one. So I'm definitely going to do a live tonight on my way to the venue. So thanks for joining me. And please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank you all. Enjoy your day. Oh, by the way, they're in the house already, but the live feeds don't start until Sunday, just to let y'all know. All right. Later.